Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Neelambujashyamalkomalangam Sita Samaropit Vamabhagam Panau Maha Sayak Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations, Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, is very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, and he is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Nothing else to do. I'm joking. Sri Charitmanas, Ayodhya Kanda is coming to a conclusion. Ayodhya Kanda has been the most prominent sections of the Ramayana, highlighting bhakti, devotion. Of all four yogas, you can be very advanced in all the three, Dhyana Yoga, Raj Yoga, Karma Yoga, can be extremely advanced. But all your advancement will stay verbal, simply palabras, and with a lot of illusion. If your heart has not developed bhakti, love of God, love is the God, love of God is the most secure indication of your spiritual progress. That's the subtle point is being brought out in various ways. Presently, in the storyline, Bharata has returned and he has his own Nandigram, a little distant from Ayodhya, where he has his cave-like set, and he has installed feet of Lord Rama's sandals, and under the guidance of the lotus feet of Lord Rama, he is handling the rulership of Ayodhya and doing all his duties. But his focus is on Rama. Dhruva Vishwasu Avadhirakasi Swami Surati Surabhiti Vikasi Rama Prema Vidhu Achal Adosha Sahita Samaj Soha Nija Nitachoka. Bharata is being described. He is like the pole star. But whenever we talk of Bharata, think of Bhakti. Bharata is allegorical embodiment of devotion to God. His faith, trust in the heart of Bharata is like the pole star, and he's waiting for 14 years to pass to be joined with Rama. And that is like waiting for full moon. And Rama's memory is like the Milky Way. In the firmament of his heart, there is full moon of divine love. And his memories of Rama are like the Milky Way adorning his heart. And that full moon is love of Rama. but it is normal full moon has some black shadows in it. In this divine moon, there is no blackness, no kalank, no taint, no mala or vikshepa. Mala is impurity, vikshepa distraction. Bharat rahani samujhani sakaratuti, bhagati virati guna vimala vibhuti, varanat sakal sukha vi sabko chahi, shesha Ganesha giraga munahi. Bharata's conduct, all these points, are indescribable. What are those details? Conduct. How does he think? Thought, word, and deed. How can you understand the nature of thought, the nature of feeling, the nature of words that arise from his heart? Only a devotee will have that understanding. So it is incomparable. But study lives of saints and sages and try to capture the delight of having the righteous conduct or the conduct of a devotee. In the word Rahani, how does Bharat conduct himself? Second word is Samaj. How does he understand things? In what way his buddhi, intellect operates? Karani, his deed. How does he handle various jobs, duties of daily life? Bhakti, how does his love for Rama bloom, as it were, in his heart? And Vairagya, what's the nature of dispassion in his personality? His dispassion is Paravairagya, dispassion towards his own individual personality. Nirmal, and his virtues are free of impurities. His Aishwarya is like fragrance, is that which makes you viral in worldly way of saying. If you advance on the spiritual path, you are creating an impact on the world around you automatically. It's just like a flower blossoms, and its impact is there on the forest in many ways. All these points, most literary scholars are unable to place it in papers. Literally, even the great poets, they are hesitant in bringing out the description of Bharata's devotion. What to speak of ordinary people describing the glory of Bharata? Even Sheshanaga, the cosmic serpent, which is the entire mind set as a big snake with 1,000 hoods, Chitta with its 1,000 vrittis, cannot capture bhakti. Love of God is like the screen in a cinema show. All projections cannot capture the glory of the screen. So all your mental thought waves are projections. They cannot capture. But in order to capture, all thought waves must go through a spiritual transformation. They must calm down and melt away, as it were. So, how can Sheshanag, all the potentiality of your chitta, describe the glory of bhakti, devotion? Ganesha, who is the first worshipped God, he can awaken aspiration in your heart and leave you in a state of spiritual progress. He can secure spiritual progress, but he cannot describe. In other words, spiritual movement is a process of transformation, and it is ultimately intuitional revelation. Aham Brahmasmi. Spiritual movement is like a reflected sun. Your personality is like a reflected sun in a jar of water. Led by devotion, the soul that is like a reflected sun in you, the jiva, rises beyond all limitations and realizes, I am the sun. Your soul's love for the world, that can be easily described. Even there, if you have sattvic type of attachment, it gradually becomes difficult to describe. But where all the three gunas are transcended, how can projection describe the screen? So this point needs to be understood well. So even Ganesha is unable to describe. He can guide you there, but not describe. If you sit down and just receive the description of a particular target, you want to go to Kailasha mountain, someone sits with you, talks about Kailasha mountain for hours. All that can bring some joy in your heart, but not the exact joy as when you go there actually. So there is a big difference. Palabras can urge your mind, but real attainment goes beyond palabras, beyond words. This is the point being highlighted. And even Goddess Saraswati, the goddess that inspires your speech, the goddess who presides over your inspirational intellect, even that goddess can lead you on, but leave you for your own experience. Indescribable. Nitya pujat prabhu pamvari, priti hriday samati, mangi mangi aya sukarat, rajakaja bahubhati. Every day Bharata worships the sandals of Lord Rama. This is what Bhakti Yoga has given you. Pada Sevan, Shavana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Pada Sevana, serving the lotus feet of Lord Rama. Serving the lotus feet of Lord Rama has profound implications. Ritualistically, You have the sandals and invoke God's presence in them and repeat your mala, do your meditation, and imagine the presence of the Lord. That becomes your Pada Sevan. Profoundly conduct yourself in such a way that you are growing in the image of Rama. You are following his footsteps. Wherever he is going, you must go. The love in his heart, love for Rama, is indescribable, immeasurable. As if every Rajkaj, every duty, royal duty that he does, he receives permission from the lotus feet. He looks at the lotus feet, talks about his responsibility, asks, "Is your permission?" And the lotus feet clutters. Yes, yes. But that's, I'm joking. That's called the allegorical language, implying that if you are conducting yourself, handling different responsibilities in practical day-to-day life, if bhakti is within you, your life will flow in the line with integral movement. All the four strings of your personality will blend like in a melody. And that blending of melody is getting the permission. Your sandalwoods have now permitted you. And so therefore go ahead. Continue to face your challenges, live your life with an internal source of inspiration. That source of inspiration means permission has been granted. And we have received the permission from the lotus feet of Rama. पुलक गात ही सिय रघुबीरू, जीह नाम जप लोचन नीरू, लखन राम सिय कानन बसही, भरतु भवन बसि तप तनु कसही. His body is thrilled. In his heart there abides Sita, Rama. His tongue is reciting the name Ram, Ram, Ram. His eyes filled with tears, the tears of joy, tears of love. Sri Lakshmana, Rama, Sita, they are in the forest. But Bharata, quite close to Ayodhya palace, and yet he is completely devoted to tapas, austerity. Completely devoted to tapas is same as completely involved in integral yoga. Practicing yoga in a profound way. That's the highest form of austerity. So austerity doesn't always mean that you are putting your body into trouble. If you are making your body dance, that's nritya tapas, the austerity of dance. Sing, it is an austerity. Kirtan, japa, and all types of inspirational deeds which harmonize with your conscience. God guides you through your own conscience. So the entire personality of Bharata is involved in love for Rama. The body is thrilled. In his heart abides Sita and Rama. His tongue is, whenever there is time, repeat japa. Sing Ram Nam. And higher sentiments begin to develop in your personality. Sentiment that causes romanch. Hairs come to an end, stand on their end, and the voice begins to choke. To croak. Joking. But out of divine love, loving sentiments that are devotional love, that has a profound effect on your personality. It is advanced Prakriti, opening the door to spiritual energy that goes to fashion your brain, your nervous system in a special way. दो दिशि समझ कहत सब लोगु, सब विधि भरत सराहन जोगु, सुनि व्रत नेम साधु सकु चाही, देखी दशा मुनि राज लजाही. Bharata's life of austerity and devotion is praiseworthy. All people, no matter whatever view they may have, they admire Bharata. And receiving the news of what Bharata does, what type of austerity, what type of observances, even sadhus and sants, they are thrilled to receive these news of Bharata, because Bharata has become exemplary for all of them. And hearing the practice and progress of Bharata, even great sages are put to shame. What does that mean? Sages who thought they have attained very advanced stage. But with all the advanced stage, the heart doesn't have inspiration. It doesn't have that sentiment that brings cool tears in your eyes. Heart is dry. With dry heart, all your attainments, they may be enormous attainments, but they become all delusional. But with Bhakti movement, it's just like a whole tree is there, but there's no life in the tree. The entire tree has all extensions, but only thing is wrong with it, it's not alive. Think of the story of the horse. It is so well fashioned, but only difficulty is dead. So if bhakti doesn't open in your heart, and it is not an easy job, because bhakti is not sentimental love, and bhakti is not something that you can insist on developing just, oh, tomorrow I'm going to love God. Love is not something that can push into your heart. Bhakti did, just like you cannot let a tree be commanded to bring flowers, otherwise shoot you up. Many practices of bhakti that are ritualistic and which promote bhakti, they are perfectly commendable. But wait and watch. How does the bhakti grow in your heart? Facing difficult challenges, and suddenly you find a deep relaxation within yourself. How does it happen? That happens because of love of Rama. There is a divine mother behind you whom you don't know directly. But now you begin to be touched by that love. Not human love, God's love. As you advance, you begin to discover that it's the divine love that is operating through people around you, your sadhans, near and dear ones. And further you are inspired to possess a heart that sends out goodwill for all. The bhakti promotes that type of heart within your personality. Sarvabhuti te rata parama punita bharata acharanu madhura manju mud mangala karanu haran kathine kali kalush kate kaleshu mahamohanishi dalana dineshu. This sacred conduct, holy conduct, pure conduct of Bharata is madhur, sweet, sundar, beautiful, promoter of all that is joyous, all that is auspicious, remover of sins, dispeller of kleshas, afflictions. Bhakti is a great, potent remedy for all these that you are hearing. And the power of bhakti is like the power of sun that removes the darkness of the night. Here the darkness is mahamoha, delusional vision of Vishayarati, love for objects of the world, striving to find happiness through material gain. All that movement is like catching shadows in the darkness of night. All human movements, the life of a person that's not enlightened, that life is like roaming in the forest of during darkness. But bhakti is like the sun, from darkness to light. This again is a progressive movement. Papa punja kunjaram rigaraju, sabana sakal santap samaju. For all sinful karmas are allegorically described like elephants trumpeting in a big forest of the world process. And sinful karmas, they're not simple karmas. Sinful karmas, that the doer of sinful karma doesn't himself or herself know that it is sinful. Led by delusion. But when bhakti enters, those karmas are pushed away, just like the roaring of a lion all the herd of elephants become calm down and they run. Bhakti is the destroyer of all santapas. Santapa is distressing thoughts, distressing feelings, despair, sorrow, grief. Without bhakti, you live with countless distressing experiences. And distressing states go on damaging the peace of your mind, reducing your willpower. But when you have bhakti, distress moves away. And when you have faced a distressing situation and you have triumphed over it because of bhakti, the state in you is similar to like the moon emerging out of a dark cloud. The moon that first appeared to be devoured by the cloud. You were in suspense. What has happened to the moon? But then, as the moon emerges, now you are surprised what has happened to the dark cloud. The dark cloud itself begins to shine. You got to figure that out. Bhakti is giver of immense joy and reliever of the burden of miseries. It is the nectar emanating from Sri Ramachandra. Rama is the embodiment of love. And the nectarine grace emanating from him is the blessings of bhakti, devotion to God. Sri Rama prema piyusha puran, ot janamuna bharata ko, muniman agam jaman niyam sam dam, vishama brata acharat ko, dukadaha darita dambhadushan, sujas mis apaharat ko, kalikala tulsi se sathani, hati rama sanmukha karat ko. If Bharata was not born, who would have inspired the sages, etc.? Already I have told you, whenever we talk of Bharata, understand it's bhakti being described. It's not a historical personality. If bhakti had not been effective, how can great yamas, niyamas, all the different disciplines, shama, dhamma, disciplines of Raj Yoga, how could that all be successful? How can practice of spirituality be successful without bhakti? So in other words, the exemplary life of Bharata has given the royal key to resolve all these problems. Dukh, miseries of the world, santap, distressing situations, daridrata, poverty, dambh, hypocrisy. How can all this be removed if Bharata was not there to give his exemplary presence? Tulsi says that if Bharata was not there, who would have turned Tulsidasa's mind to Rama? And he describes himself, the wicked one who is supremely wicked. Kalikala Tulsi says Satani. Sat term is very negative term. puts himself in line with all negative personalities. And those wretched negative personalities, and they have hope. And Tulsidasi identifies himself with all of them. In that description, it speaks of the heart of Tulsidas. You want to be cured of your disease. That's one thing. But if you have magnanimous heart, you want that all people who suffer from the disease should be cured. Along with you, you are not losing anything. You are happy your disease is cured. You should be happier to see that how you cured your disease, you are helping others to cure their diseases. And lead on and on, come to the climax. Sarve bhavant sukhina. Each time you're praying to God, leave a little room. Whatever you are asking, there are millions of people asking the same thing. So God, please give them. Just leave a room for that. This movement is called Bhakti. Bharat charit kari name, Tulsi jo adar sadar sunahi, Siya Rama pad prem, avasi hoi bhava rasa virati. Tulsidasi says, whoever hears the devotional conduct of Bharata and emulates his example in their life, whoever does so, will develop bhakti towards the lotus feet of Rama and virakti towards all worldly pleasures. The world of mundane delight, towards that you will develop vairagya, virakti. And Godward movement, you develop bhakti. Thereby you have received the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Shakti, due to Bhakti, devotion, you have amazing power to endure, to be patient, to be unshaken, no matter how challenging situations are there. And amazing miracle of grace that changes your circumstances from adversity to a mystic prosperity. So Shakti leading to Bhakti, and Bhakti paving the way to liberation, communion with God, Sanidhya. Thus ends Ayodhya Kanda, and will give you a taste of Aranya Kanda. Sri Ramcharitmanas, Tritiya Sopan, is the third section of the Ramayana. Aranya Kanda, Aranya refers to forest, Rama's forest life. And the first verse I will recite for you with some meaning. And that verse is dedicated to Lord Shiva. Shiva and Rama. Shiva represents Para-Bhakti, supreme devotion. Rama represents Param Gyan, supreme wisdom. In storyline, each praise the other. In mystic line, both are one and the same. Moolam dharmataro viveka jaladhe purnendu manandadam vairagyam bhujadbhaskaram yagaghana dhvantapaham tapaham mohambodhar pugapatana vidhavu swasambhavam sankaram vande brahmakulam kalanka shamanam Sriram bhupa priyam. I offer adorations to Lord Shankara, the very root of the tree of Dharma, who is full like full moon for delighting the ocean of Viveka. Viveka is discriminative intellect. He is like the sun that opens the lotus of Vairagya. He is the remover of three tapas, threefold troubles. He is like wind, scattering clouds of delusion, the progeny of Brahma, destroyer of blemishes, beloved of Sri Rama. Om Namah Shivaya. With this we conclude. More details will come next time. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya grace of God over all of you, with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.